Yo, 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 you're back with the show. And good God, y'all, the show is finally back with you. Um, Look, I intend to talk about why I've been gone for so long, to all 5 or 6 people who care. But for right now, I think what I'd like to do is just play some tennis and let's do all what we need to do here. Let's get let's get this going on Twitter and so on. All right, make sure everything's copacetic here. There we go. All right, good deal. Share. Get that on some Twitter. You know. We'll, I'm unable to share it with anything on Discord. Why am I talking with an accent right now? I have no idea. Um, I don't share play. I have no idea what that means. So, connect over FaceTime as you. Oh, that's actually really cool. But no, I can't. I mean, I cannot do that right now. So, but that is neat, and we will think about that later. For right now, I I guess we're good to go. Welcome, welcome for my grand return. So, give you a little background. I have been building up this character a lot. Uh, he's very good now. Not as perfect yet, but we're getting there. And well, let's see. I'm going to be playing against John Isner, who's someone who tends to give me trouble. Hello. Yeah. What's up, guys? John Isner, who tends to give me trouble because he's, well, 6'10 or 11, and he is 157-mile-an-hour serve. And that can be troublesome. I like to stand up on the line and take time away from people, and he does not allow one to do that. Yeah, we're going to get into how I've been and why I've been gone for so long, guys, but you know what? Uh, right now, let's just a little tennis. How have you been? I know like you've been you struggle. What is this on my screen now? You struggle. I mean, you've been. How's the MS? I mean, I know that's just an ongoing struggle. It's not something that goes away or anything. But good days, bad days. How's that been for you? Um. So, oh, dokie dokie. Thank you. Well, there we go. Uh, and in case Jacob can't hear me here, I'm gonna type to him, so and then we're gonna move some stuff around because that's in the wrong place. It's kind of in my way of the score, so we're gonna edit that real quick. There you go. That's better, yeah. Oh, you can you okay? Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, good. All right, so then we should be able to just kind of play and have a good time. So, all right, here we go. So, how's everybody? Oh, we're already down to 2 viewers. My goodness. How's everybody else doing? And can you hear the game and everything? It might be too loud. I'm going to turn that down. See if we can jam them up here. That's right. That's right, Johnny. Get out of here. So yeah, guys, listen, you know, I really, as I'm sort of trying to play and do this at the same time, but I mean, I really ran myself into the ground, and, I mean, I was staying up, and I'm not joking, I was staying up 3, 4, 5 days at a time. Well, once I think I got maybe like 3 hours of sleep in 5 days, and, just weren't, like, gaining many followers, and bottom line is, like, to be real honest with you, like, it just was not, it was not doing wonders for my mental health. And that's the God's honest of it. I needed a break, for sure. I went really hard for about a year and, I don't know, 8 months, something like that. And, I love doing this. I still love doing this, but, I mean, I was really into it, and, just not a good mental health way, you know. So, I needed some time, and I took it. And some things, you know, I like to kind of, I think in moving forward, there's got to be some things that I got to kind of keep for myself. This, I was thinking, be one of them that I play fairly rarely. You know, golf is going to be game for everybody, and I'm going to probably get into some war games again and stuff, and that's I realize, like, I have to have some things that are just me, and I really got to start limiting myself to how long I do this. I cannot be doing 4 days of being awake. That's not something I can be doing, because I have some issues with I've always to be honest with you, like flat out honest. I've had some issues with like panic attacks in my life. And you know, on 4, like being up for 4 days or whatever, my mind just kind of melts and is not able to use any of like the sort of coping mechanisms that I've had developed over my lifetime, or any such thing. You know, look at him, look at him for fucking 6'10". Look at him move. That's like a 20-shot rally there. Yeah, well, it needed to be when I was. Whoa, hold on. You and I are gonna have to talk about that. First of all, I'm pleased that she's okay, right? I mean, first and foremost, she is okay, yes? And it's good to see you too, Jacob. How's the? Oh, you are. You got your affiliation? Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Good God, man. 150. Imagine that. Imagine Sean, and he's got any angle because he's 6'10". Come on. Let's go, baby. You still aren't affiliated? Bro, there's no way. Come on. There's no way. How is that possible? 1540. But I thought I hooked you up with some good people, or I informed you might, like, you know, channel your energies through some decent people, you know. I have a hard time believing. Oh, come on, where's that? Come on now. I can't believe you haven't affiliated yet. I can't believe he moves that well for 610. You break. Oh, it's ridiculous. I always have trouble with this match. So shabby. Alright. Is everything? Hey Jacob, let me. Cause I've got this on my surround sound speakers in my room. Is it too loud? Do I need to turn that off? And just let it come through the computer, or does everything sound okay? Yeah, man, I mean, look, that's something that I would say to anybody, and it took me a while to figure out how to get started again tonight. It's been so long since I played, like, literally took me quite a while. But yeah, I mean, I would, I would tell anybody that wants to get into this, you know, it's a grind, you know, it's a grind to get barely anywhere, you know, and it's just like anything else in life. You can work really hard and be very professional and do everything that's right, and still need a little luck. Like I'm not like making, but I'm, like I said, I think I'm coming at it with a new strategy, you know, now, and sort of you know, limit my time on, like I said, and you know, measure myself better for that. On getting better at what? I don't understand. Gave up on getting better. With DMS or with, I don't understand that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a couple other things. I mean, you know, like I had COVID. That was a while back, and everybody knew that. I mentioned that on here, and then you know, the thing is like you know, I've had psoriasis, and I'm very fortunate in that, like, it's only sort of, I have it in like one little patch on my arm, right? But everyone with psoriasis will get psoriatic arthritis, and I've started to get that in my, it's like in my, at the very least, left index finger tends to be a pretty good one. That hurts every day, and my right foot a little bit. So it's been just a few things, like a number of things, you know.
30 love.
Which what surgery do you need to have done, buddy? And
30-15.
Right. Okay. So I mean, I can't say that I know too crazy much about MS. Is that common? You need to have that? It's a what? It's a spinal disorder, or right? So if you need that, it's got you're at a bad place. That thing. I mean that's what I mean. You know, that's what I do here. You know, that's honest. Like if you need a colostomy bag, that you're not in a good way with that condition at this point. Yes. But no, I know what a colostomy bag is. I just like I said, I don't know too terrible much about MS. It's a spinal condition, yes.
Love 30.
Well, we'll let him get up with that and see what, yeah, I mean, you know, and the sort of the reasons why I started this. I love doing this. I really do. I wish, and that was kind of too. It was going to be a drag, not muscle and bone disease. Okay. I'll look up. I'm gonna look up MS, but you know, after or like tonight when I'm done here. But because either way, I mean, I guess you're just not in a very good way with that. If you need it, and if anybody with a colostomy bag is just not in a very good way as far as their health, and that concerns me, you know. Obviously. So, well, yeah. And not to be rude, but so there was also sort of the reason why I started this, and I needed to dig myself into something. Oh God, I hate. You know what, man? I tell people that like when I have guests and stuff on my stream, you know, like could you please not burp? Because like I don't mind. Like they'll cough if they're sick and stuff like that, and I don't mind any of that because it's just like whatever, you're sick. But there are certain people that will blatantly not give a flying fuck and just they will fart, they will burp, they will take a piss on the headset, you know, and it's just like, you know, like if you were a guest, that's how I was looking at it, like think of it like if you're a guest someone's house, you know, and you're just completely disrespectful at that point. That's how I view that. But I mean, so I totally understand what you're saying because I've caught myself once in a while burping, and I'm so like, you know, strict about other people doing that and stuff like that. I'm like, oh man, that's, you know. But yeah, I get what you're saying. But that's, yeah. So when I got into this, I needed to really dig myself into something, which is why I went so hard, so long, and really ran myself down, which was, so, started May 15th, 2020, I lost my father. He was 65, he died of a massive heart attack, and he had just had a clean bill of health the month before, and it's just one of those things, you know. And that I don't, you know, I still Like I didn't even know it was Father's Day the other day, and I remember I woke up, I
34.
had a dream about it, and I was very sad, you know. Um, so that's been one of the things. It's like sort of like dig myself into something and sort of not lift my head up very often because just don't want to think about much. But from there it didn't get any better for me for a while because that happened. So that's like, come on, look at that. Oh man, that just snuck over. Anyway,
Deuce.
um, you know, so then at the new year, basically, just as the new year started, 2021, my grandmother died, my last grandparent, and one who was really helping out with taking care of my mom, and that's another issue that I don't get into too much, but that was a big thing,
Advantage
um,
Sawyers.
as well.
Thank you.
Then just like because life just doesn't give you breaks and things come in waves. I think that June, uh, my dog that I had for 16 years passed away. Um, Pretty quickly, got really sick. It was brutal, and I held him,
Deuce.
as he passed. And it was sort of like, I was in a really, 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 really dark place. So I buried myself into this, and I didn't sort of lift my head up for a long time. And when I started to get burnt out on it, and I started to lift my head up, you know, I didn't
Advantage Sawyers.
uh, like where I was at. Obviously, like I said, my mental health was taking a hit, so I really needed that. And I don't know, I don't know. We'll see about how long. Like I said, I want to try to do this very differently from the way I've done it. Um, Limit myself to maybe like
Deuce.
no more than a long work day. Like, I'm never more than maybe 12 hours. That's a very, very long work day, so for most people. So I think I'll never do
Advantage
more
is
than a 12-hour stream again unless it's something really extraordinary. Um, oh, oh,
game is
and that's one of the things. So, see, you got more followers than me, bro. I've been stuck at 92. I mean, now, like, I left for 3 months or whatever, but I wasn't going anywhere for 3 or 4 months before that, so you're doing better than me. Which is crazy, so 'cause that boggles my mind. You could have 200
15
followers, right?
love.
And not be affiliated. Especially you got that crown and the star. I mean, I think maybe you don't know you are, you haven't set up the stuff yet for it. It just seems like that's impossible. How could you not?
15 all.
Ah,
Sawyers
come on,
is
man.
challenging the call on the left far sideline. The ball is called out. 2 challenges remain.
Yeah, like I
15
tend
to
to think
30.
maybe did you just not like I forget what they call it. Oh man, I've been out of this for a while now. Yeah. What do they call that?
30 all.
Oh well, I mean, if I helped, I'm happy that I could. I'm always happy.
Sawyers is challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball is called out.
You don't have to thank me.
1 challenge remaining.
No,
30
I mean,
40.
that's I who wouldn't? I mean, I guess that's sort of like, I don't know, who wouldn't help?
Thank
That's
you.
sort of like one of those things for me. I see somebody struggling in life, and I always lean in. Um, and you know what? I'm gonna take this moment to sort of preach on that a little bit. I don't get real preachy all that often, but I will say this: people who need help often, and not always like you. I find, like there was this girl that I met when I was living in Florida. Um, we met, and it was like really, it was sort of this really good bad thing, very often at the same
Advantage
time.
Soils.
I deeply care for this person, like deeply, deeply care for this person. And sometimes people are in a bad way, like I've been in a bad way, but people handle it differently, right?
Gaining Soils.
And one of the things that I'll say is, um, you know, if you can stick through stuff like that, if you can stick with it, if you can not let them like trying to tear you down because they're in a dark place, dissuade you from what you otherwise know is a deep, genuine, good person, right? Then, when they finally trust you, when you finally break through that I want to tear you down exterior, um, and there's just nothing left, those are often the most rewarding and loyal relationships that you'll ever have as well. So, you know, often like I said, the people that lash out the hardest, you know, are in the most need. Now that's not you. You've got a whole different situation. You're sick, and I just can't
15
imagine
all.
anybody who wouldn't. Like I said, maybe that's just me. That's my makeup. That's the way that I am. I can't imagine like someone saying I don't care. Like you know, oh, I like your stream. I've been trying to get mine
15
started.
30.
I'm in a bad way health wise. I have multiple sclerosis. Will you help me? And someone says no. I no. I don't know. That's not my makeup. Like that's not my mental makeup. I couldn't say no. I don't think I would ever. So, you don't have to thank me at all for that. That's just the right thing to do. I think. You know what I mean?
15 40.
And like I said, look, it depends on the people. Some people are not worth, much. And you'll get to know who those people are or they're not. But I would hope, right, that if that works out in a very large way for you, then that's karma for me. That comes back to me in a good way, and people help each other. I help you get to a place, you help me get to a place. That's how life works sometimes, So, but I'm glad you got to 200 followers. That's impressive. So I'm glad it's going well. I'm sad to hear that your health is not.
15
I
9.
wish that was going
Fast
better. You know, um, there's unfortunately there's not anything that I can do about that, so I'm not a doctor.
pace. 15 all.
When I'm here, I'm always here to talk if you need to talk. That's a thing. I've been through a lot of health issues myself,
30 15.
mental and physical. So, I think I'd like to think that I'm a pretty decent person to talk to about stuff. You know, like I said before about patience too.
40 15.
Who? Let's just send me a whisper and tell me who. Like, got mad? Like, actually mad? Don't put a name on there, though, Jacob. Send me a whisper. Don't do it here. And I mean, I don't know who this, but I mean, it's got to be part of the thing where it's like, you know. Okay. That surprises me. Or does it? I guess. I mean,
Love 30.
that is, you know, you gotta read people too, though. I mean, I don't know how you asked or what the situation was. I remember I said don't use my name, you know, because that's not. People like keep things low key, so. No, that's all. That's all.
Love
It just surprises me a little bit. That's all. That's yeah. That's a little surprising. When I think of this person, I think classy. So that's odd to me. That's very How did they get mad if you didn't say anything? I mean, we're gonna have to talk that through in a different way. I mean,
Thank you.
Over on the whisper, and we'll figure that out. But I mean, that's you know.
15 love.
I mean, right before I got off, I was having problems with like several people, so it might have been my fault. Nah, I mean that was not one of them though. So I don't know.
15 all.
Uh, like, really?
30, 15.
I mean, whatever. You know. That's what I said. You kind of like, you know, you sort of get in there and you tell them your situation. Like,
40, 15.
I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what you wrote or whatever the case was, but you know, that still does surprise me a little bit. But it is what it is. I mean, whatever. That's that thing.
Game Soils.
If they did, that was like a question, correct? Huh. But see, if I were you, I mean, like, cause as a streamer, and you know now, like you work your tail off to get to where you're at. Now I'm always, like I said, I mean, this is my makeup. I'm always happy to help. I still got time to help people because I'm not that big. You know, that's a pretty big streamer that you're talking about. But you know, if I were you, like I was at, I can't have, like, still for me, it's a little shocking. And I would have just said, you know, listen, this is my story, and just let them, if that's the case, then I let them offer, you know, tell them you're having a hard time, and, you know, MS, and you're trying to stream, you know, and just let that be that, and not run it into the ground, you know, don't repeat it like, 5 times or whatever. If you're gonna repeat it 5 times, maybe like, do it, you know, once a week or something, not over the course of a stream, but, yeah, I wouldn't sweat it, man. Yeah, I mean, that's whatever. Yeah, I will say, of all the people that that's the one I'm surprised and sort of not. Because I think class, but then with class sometimes comes a little uppiness, so I guess that is what it is, but, there's different types of classy. There's classy all the way through, inside and out, and sometimes it's just veneer, it's just a facade.
Juice.
That might explain some things, though.
Advantage, Sawyers. Quiet, please.
No matter, man. That was lucky.
Game, Sawyers.
I better run some ads, I guess. I actually want to set this up differently, though. Yeah, it's
15 love.
It's weird. I wasn't there, so. I mean, technically,
15 all.
Whenever I go into like someone else's stream, I tend to be a pretty large personality.
15-30.
And so why I don't openly say, I don't openly say, like, why don't you come over and watch my stream or whatever, I do, I say a lot, and my personality shines through, and, I know that occasionally will bring people in, not everybody's like that, though, so
30 all.
that's, that's a me thing, and not everybody can do that, not everybody would if they could, but, I mean, yeah, so, and then reading different rooms, I mean, that's important, too, like, there's been times I've run afoul of some of those people that I really enjoyed watching,
40-30.
just on a bad day, whatever, you say the wrong thing, and, that's not a read rooms, like, with some people you can get away with quite a bit. Some people you gotta really be on your mind your P's and Q's, as they say. So everybody's a little different. And then some people, just like I say, have a bad day. Like I did it with one of them. I was very much a way that I always am. It's just the way I'm always going to be because it's who I am, and that was always okay. And one day it wasn't, and
Love 15.
there were words, I guess.
Thank you.
And that was that. I mean, look, that was a bad time too because I was just about ready to be out of this myself. I was
15 all.
losing it, like I said. So I maybe we were both having a little bit a bad day. That person was having a bad day, and I was, running low, as it was. So
15:30.
that's just. Hmm. Well, did you say what was the question? Did you say what the question was?
30 all.
Like you're just chit chatting. I mean, that's so odd.
30:40. Game, set, and match. Soils.
And that was it. And that they got quote like bad with you. Them specifically too, not like not one of the moderators. Why does my nose always decide to itch right when I'm doing this? It's like a thing. Like my nose gets itchy whenever I stream. It's convenient. Hmm. Even people in chat were like surprised, or everybody was mad. Cause look, I can tell you right now, like I've been on the receiving end of being in like a room, being me, saying the wrong thing. That yeah, right, okay, and then uh, everybody, attacks you. I'm fairly well equipped to handle that though. Like so, uh, it just and people are. But I, this is actually something I kind of want to talk about. By the way, uh, you know, people nowadays are just, and I'm gonna say it, like I'm sorry, language, but like are just fucking ridiculous. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. They ban you. Like just don't no need to explain yourself. Just be banned. Uh, you know, just absolutely ridiculous human beings. Uh, you know, Just, and I mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. Um, it happened to me twice. Like, I was trying to like work my way back into getting sort of amped up to do this again, and um, I was, bouncing around from rooms. I always like to go to rooms and talk to people and have a good time, whatever. Um, I've always done that. Sometimes that's what I do when I get off stream and I go to other streams and I unwind, or I'll do that before I stream or whatever the case is. But, you know, um, it's odd to me because, yeah, it's just, you'll say something and it's just banned. What? Why? Like, not even like, why did you say that? Or they don't want to have a conversation about it. They don't even want to hear you, you know, just be gone, which is ignorant at best. And at worst, I'd have to use language I'm not even comfortable with. Just nasty, nasty things that I have to say about people. You know, it's just unreal to me. That it's funny because they'll be on there, and it's, look, I look at doing this, and I love doing this, I really do, but I look at it and I realize that anybody who does give a shit about what I have to say, that's not a privilege, okay? That's a responsibility. You have a responsibility, you know, as if, and like, I'm no one, right? There's 4 people in the entire universe that give a shit about what I have to say, but you know, I feel responsible to those 4 people to say the right things, or what I believe is right, and also answer questions that might rebuke what I think I believe is right. I'm happy to have those debates with people. Um, it amazes me how many people just have no patience, no tolerance, and they just say, bleh, be gone. No respect, that's right. No respect. Uh, well, that particular, I mean, I don't know. That's, and that's, without saying too much, so. But, music, maybe, not singing, so, but whatever. I've never had problems, so I'm not gonna throw shade. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, I literally got banned from, and I'm not joking, like, I was trying to, like I said, get my, uh, get my way back up to, like, wanting to do this, like, really, really wanting to do this, and, um, it was remarkable to me. There's, like, I got banned from, like, 3 rooms in one day, and what was odd was I wasn't being particularly, like, that was the crazy thing to me. I wasn't, like, in rooms being like an asshole. I wasn't trying to get, banned. I wasn't trying to push buttons or anything. It was just like that. It was shocking in some cases. Like, oh, banned, what? Like, what I mean, why? Kind of thing. And it's just so weird, just, and how comfortable, how willing, how people just don't want to hear anything that's not part of their agenda, which is fucking just disgusting. And again, like, anybody who puts their face on here, puts their voice out there in the world, could influence people. And if you do want to do that, I don't know, like, it's not my goal to influence people, but that's an inevitability if you become successful at what this is. That's a responsibility, and there are too many really irresponsible people out there. and I promise you that. I mean, it's appalling. So, um, just the way they'll do that is like, bang, you're done. Like that's that. You're game over for you, man. You know. Trolled by who? Who trolled? Who was trolling you? It's funny because, do you remember here? I'm gonna type a name. Do you remember I said this one? Remember that? All right. Well, anyway, right. So, um, that was one I had like trouble with, whatever, and it was funny because that was sort of like I said, that was one talking about like I was at the end of my rope with all this sort of, being here doing this, and then I guess that was a really bad day for that person, whatever. So, but I was doing that the other day. I was just in rooms, whatever, and that was never a situation. I didn't get banned from that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
But
this final men's match. Please put your hands together for the
a
ladies
moderator
as they
for
walk
that
out onto
person,
the court.
right, was in a room that I was in, just being me. And essentially invited me to come back because, and I don't know why, it's just because, they know that I'll make good conversation or whatever the case was, but they were listening to what I was saying and they realized that, everything I do and I say, I'm not like kidding around, I'm not trolling people, I'm not a dick or an asshole or just a jerk. So, I was surprised. This person's basically like, this, that, the other thing, you should come back sometime. It was just whatever. And I was surprised to have heard that because I was basically never, ever, never, ever going to hop into that room again. And I kind of didn't spend a ton of time there. But, maybe moving forward, I will start a little bit again. I mean, because, whatever. I always say never judge a person by their worst day. The world would be a dark, dark place if everybody only judged somebody by like their worst day. I will say this though: I've had bad days. And age may play something into this or not. But, I've had bad days, and if you're gonna be streaming, if you're gonna be talking to people, if people is your business, right? If that's what your job is, to be around people, and talking to people, and a lot of people, then you should probably not stream on bad days, or at the very least be able to be professional, um, that's kind of the way I look at it. Like, I'm trying to think if I've ever really exploded on anyone, and the only person that I've ever really turned my volume.
30 up.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's what I was asking if that was gonna be a problem. So let me give me a second here. All right. So you did mean the volume on the game, you said, right? Because it should just be coming through. What's going on? It should just be coming through the computer now. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, that's so it should just be so. But anyway, like I was saying, that the only person I've ever exploded on, and that's like sort of not like exploding or whatever the case is, because that person knows how to push my
40
button,
level.
does so on purpose, and tries to get me to do that. And that is, Danny, my buddy Flamingo. And that's like sort of a mutual yelling at each other. I've never like snapped that I can recall. I've never personally like snapped at
Game. Didn't.
just a person. But again, the age could have a lot to do with that, and it's just situations. Being in crowds, dealing with people, being good with people, and having always been pretty good with people for a lot. Again, age for a lot longer, and then maybe that was part of it. But yeah, but I was saying, I guess before I turned down to get, never judge a person by their worst day, because anybody could do that at any given time. So that's.
15 love.
I'd like to welcome anybody and everybody that's here right now. Welcome to the show. My name is Andrew. Yeah, that's what I was at. That's what, eh, you know, like I said. I mean, I don't know how old you are, but younger people just haven't dealt with things as much, and so it's one of those things. Like I said, it was odd that I ran into like sort of a moderator of one of theirs, and basically, invited me to come back.
13, 15.
You realize, like, that's not who I am. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to get a rise out of anyone. I'm just speaking what's usually true. I mean, and that comes off as arrogant sometimes, and that irritates
40,
people,
15.
right? I'm one of those people that really does believe that knowledge is power, but I also believe that experience trumps simply learning. There's learning something, and then there's putting it to application, and those are two entirely different things. So, no ill will there, and I'll probably start hanging out there a bit more again. I won't lie, it'll probably never be for me the way it originally was, but what time is it here? It's almost 5 a.m. Why?
Love.
Ah!
13 left.
Yeah, it's
Quiet
4:52.
please.
I'm not intending to be doing this at this hour, actually. I don't know why. I know it had been a very long time, but I couldn't get this going. Like, literally, I just
40
couldn't get it
left.
going. It took me forever to get the mirror, the Xbox mirror thing to work. It just was like a frozen picture of the tennis court, and it took me forever to get the actual game going on this thing. So literally, I wasn't gonna give up though. I was prepared to be back on, and that's like I
40,
said, that's what I
15.
needed to be. That's what I had that drive to be here. If I didn't, then I had no business being here because I left in bad shape, and I just wasn't gonna come back, and do that to myself again. I wanted to get back on. So I spent probably like, my God,
Game continues.
at least 2 hours. I will not kid you. I spent at least 2 hours trying to sort it out. 2.5 hours getting it back up. And I was really happy when I finally did. And so that's why I just I knew that these would probably be reasonably good tennis matches because John Isner and Nick Kyrgios are very good. Um,
15
Again,
left.
anybody in here, they want to talk to me, I'm open. I'm on the chat here. I know that I'm just verbally communicating right now with Jacob, but if you can't do that, if you need me to type, I can type too. That's fine.
30 left.
Would like to get interactive. That'd be great. My neck is starting to really kill me. But yeah.
40 left.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That does what you said surprised me though. I almost expect that, like I said, out of whatever. But that's a little surprising. And then at the same time, when I think hard enough on it, I'm like, is it? Nah, I guess not. But yeah, someone like that, the people are rabid. So you get on. I mean, they'll definitely all get on you. And if it's early like that, I don't know, like that particular one that you were talking about, for a while I've talked to. Anyway, I've been going in there. I expect there's a line that I certainly could cross and get on people's bad sides, but people know me there. I was actually there earlier. You know, so.
Thank you.
That's so funny. So, like, I mean, I imagine I'll run into trouble if that's true
15
then.
left.
Because if simply not being like if all it is like not being like a little simp in there is like a thing now, that's like the state of things, then I'll run into trouble too. Because if having like a big personality and talking about yourself a little bit is like self-promotion, which kind of is. Although I'm not saying come and watch me, you know, being a big personality is like saying come and watch me. I'll be surprised if I don't run into the same thing sooner or later. And then I will say something. As I do. I tend to be vocal about these things. Mm-hmm.
30, 15.
Grr. Arr. I think I'm changing my name. Jacob. What do you think?
30.
Because it's like the show, and I hear everybody saying like the show because everyone has their own show,
30,
you know.
40.
So I'm toying with the idea of changing my name. Plus all the baseball questions that I get. Which is, by the way, I mean, the show is any, like, serious league or, you know. The NBA is the show, the NFL is the show, the PGA Tour is the show, you know, ATP is the show. Any of the highest level professional sports is the show. I know that there's a movie, you know, I guess people were calls it the show, and baseball was the first maybe sport that people really said about the show, and that was like widely spread, but you know. That's just weird. And the way you say trolled, I'm not like. You'd have to explain that one. So they think they're your family and they troll you? I mean, so they're like harassing you on a regular basis?
Love 30.
Because that's just odd. That would be odd. That just seems odd. Ah. Terrible. God.
15, 40.
Huh. So they were like, man, you know, they were messing with me.
30, 40.
Just people. That's all kinds of wrong.
Use.
Sorry that happened to you. And
Advantage. Kitty.
because that's it. The only thing I can imagine is they see somebody that's maybe a little unwell, whatever the case is, and then they decide to you know, and that's just gross. But that just goes to what I'm saying, what I was talking about earlier, you know, in people in the world today, you know. It's just, I mean, you know. It's getting harder and harder to find good people, you know.
Advantage. Kitty.
Like, I can't imagine. That's one of those things, again, like, just, like, not helping you or whatever. That's one of those things that I just can't imagine doing. I can't imagine, like, seeing, oh, it's an unhealthy person. Even if I want to start saying, like, I have the same name, or even if we did have the same name, you know, to start messing with you, and then, like, I'm your family. That's like, what are you doing? Who does that? You know. Something deeply wrong with anyone who would do that, you know. just messed up.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody.
Lovely.
Jacob's the only one really talking. That's fine, though. I enjoy talking to Jacob. Ooh, drop it! Oh.
15 knots.
I think I would say I hate this too, because this is obviously what I'm trying to do
15:30.
with my life for the time being. You know, hopefully it works out, gets more permanent. But you know, I don't think it helps social media that people have more access, more ability to get their word out there, whatever that word is. I've had this conversation with Danny before, you know, and then on top of that, you know, anonymity, to whatever degree, and in that, you know, the confidence to do bad things and be immature and ignorant and whatever else. I mean, you know.
Game and first set.
This is terrible. Who does that? Who? And what would I mean? Like what? I mean, I'm curious because you've always been, you know, you've always been polite. You've always been courteous in here, to the best of my knowledge, and it's my stream. So I mean,
Lovely.
I'm curious as to what would inspire people, or what would make people want to harass and bother with you, other than that you're ill, which is a horrifying thought. Like, well, let's mess with him because he's sick. Like, what the fuck? You know, I just, it's the kind of thing that, you know,
15.
yeah. And that's all I have to say about that.
40:15.
I'm gonna need to take some medicine here in a minute. Some aspirin, some Advil. It's gonna rain or it probably did rain last night, or is raining. So for some reason, I have the opposite of normal people. I always hurt after it rains. You know, they say people's things like, you know, arthritis or whatever acts up like before it rains. Mine's always like during, but usually actually even after, mostly after for some reason. Yeah, but I mean, we ban them, that's fine, but like, I really want to know what would make someone want to do that. Like, where does that get fun is my concern, you know. Let's mess with the sick kid or whatever, you know, like, who does that? And yeah, I mean, I gotta watch because I really, I feel pretty strongly about the kind of person that would do that.
Theshow.
Oh, you after really? That's odd. So that's you're weird like me then. That's
40.
I still need that second spine surgery. I still need to get the other disc. I don't even know where. I mean, ugh, I don't even think about it right now. But yeah.
Juice.
It's a lot of people I think take for granted. That's what I'm saying again. It's not a privilege. It's a responsibility to have people who listen to you. Truly, be careful what you say and what you do, and take care. Take care of what the messages you're putting out there into the world, because you don't know who's gonna listen. You don't know who might be listening.
Is challenging the call. The
Honestly,
ball
and
was
this is
called
gonna be
out.
like this is sort of a hot button subject. And I'm just gonna come out and say it because,
Has 2 challenges remaining.
it's something that I feel pretty strongly about, right? And it's probably gonna rub some people the wrong way. I might lose some viewers, I might gain some. But like,
Juice.
I am pro, like pro 2A, like pro gun rights, And one of the things that really like makes me super sick to my stomach, right, is the media
Advantage.
and the way that
GDOs.
they drum that in. So like, if there's a kid out there right now, or whatever, and you just saw it, they come in kind of like waves because
Juice.
they'll over publicize. The media will over publicize a shooting. And then if someone was having an idea to do something silly like that, something crazy, right? The more you talk about it, the more you drill it in, the more you go and go and go, and then oh, this person did this, and it starts to come around to a full-blown, I'm gonna do this now, and then they do it. And so, you know, obviously, anytime that people get shot, especially it's random stuff like that, like grocery stores, schools are the worst, especially young children. That's despicable. That's absolutely fucking disgusting. Okay, but the thing is when you talk about it for the 3 months after,
Advantage.
and then you start to blame inanimate objects, like the problem in this country isn't mental health, by the way. Like really, parenting, it's greed. If I'm being perfectly honest, I'm gonna throw it really all on the table right here for you. It starts with capitalist greed, and I'm, by the way, pro-capitalist. I love this country, and I think it's okay the way it is, but there's certain things that just have been done or are done in my lifetime that just were not the proper thing. Like that whole bullshit about being too big to fucking fail. That's not how a capitalist society really fucking works, by the way. Too big to fail is not true. Too big to fail is when you fail and fuck up. That's like, there's 6 or 8 smaller companies that have the opportunity now to innovate and do something better and different than you did it. You're not too big, trust me. There's people that can make that up. They can cover it. So and so it starts with capitalist greed is how I'll put that. So nothing is ever enough. Like, and I'm not, I've noticed this personally. I have my sister and my brother-in-law, and I'm not saying that they're greedy. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is they have good jobs, right? And even though they work from home, I personally think, right, um, you know, the time that they get to spend with their children, my nieces, is less than it should be for people who work alone. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about that. And that boils down to capital speed. So we'll start there, right? And so then we'll say parenting is where this shit really starts, okay? And then mental health and not having a proper system in place for mental health. We will attack inanimate objects and not address the real issue because, listen, healthy people, mentally healthy, right, don't shoot up grocery stores or schools or uh, what was the one I'm thinking about? You know, concerts or movie theaters. They just don't. You know, even if the thought ever crosses their mind, they're just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I just thought that." You know, and then that's that. So, honest to God, it's not enough time. Parents, there's just not enough quality parental time in the United States of America today, in my opinion. Time that the parents spend with the kids to guide them on the proper path, and then addressing mental health is a real problem, and we need to get a hold of that. I mean, we really need to get a handle on that. I mean, look, I can lay a gun in the middle of the street. It's not going to get up and walk into a school and shoot people. I know that sounds like really aloof, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I care more than most people because, look, I don't even own guns. I'm gonna flat out tell you, I do not own guns, but I am 100%, 100,000%, over and again in support of the right to do so. You know, just because I don't feel the need to where I am in my current situation, that's not the right thing for me in the place that I'm at, okay? That doesn't mean that I don't believe that other people should be able to. And, you can lay a gun wherever. It's not going to get up, load itself, rack around into the chamber and start shooting. That's not how it works. So we really need to start addressing the people, right? And that's a real problem. Like with this kid in Uvalde, right? I mean, literally people, he was his nickname. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. Multiple people called him the school shooter. Like that was the nickname that he had. Like that's a joke. Like that's fucking funny. It's not. It's absolutely not, and it's less funny now. I mean, like, how do you? And I'm not saying like I know one of his friends was a girl from Germany. Like, okay, what is she really gonna do? I get, but kids here, people here knew that as a thing, like that school shooter was sort of like a nickname for this person, and it was just ignored. That's deeply troubling to me, and very confusing. And like I said, and social media, and again, this is what I'm trying to make my job, so be a little careful about how much I abuse that, but, the access that people have to, again, drill things over and over and over and over and over until they cement something in someone's head at this point, The more you talk about shootings, the more anyone that has it in their head is going to get the idea to go ahead and go forth and do it. And with that said, I'm going to probably go ahead and settle down on talking about it now. I think I'll say maybe one or two more things, which is just that a lot of these people, what they want is to be remembered. What they want is notoriety. So the best thing that you can do is forget that they ever fucking existed. And I mean, that's the truth. Remember the victims, forget the fucking idiots, because That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to remember that they feel low, you know, they've not had good lives, and they want to take it out on people, and they want to be remembered for it. That's more than anything. I mean, you know. So just the best thing you could do. I never forget. This is one of the conversations that Danny and I, Flamingo, actually did. I get a little contentious about and genuinely yell a little bit at each other because, you know, I didn't remember someone who shot up, I don't know, a church in Carolina, and because he's from Carolina or whatever. And, look, I I don't remember any. I mean, I literally, and I'm not kidding. I practice what I preach when it comes to this. I can name you a shooter, I think, right? Like,
1530.
was it Dylan Thibault? And the only reason, and that was one of the Columbine kids, that was one because it was a very formative time in my life, I think, when that happened. You know, I was very young, or you know, it's at that age where things are very impactful. And two, because I just remember thinking to myself, my God, I no wonder the kid was bullied. That name is awful. Who would do that to? I mean, but no, I mean,
30 over.
and then that's the way kids are, and that's what I say. Like as you get older, you learn things. Like stuff like I guarantee that they made fun of him just for his name. The name stood out to me. I've just never. I thought that was kind of a name
40
that
30.
you hear in whatever movies or something like Klebold or something. It's just a very odd thing, and that's the only reason I remember it. I don't remember the other one. I don't remember any of the idiots that decided to shoot up mass quantities of people because of what they are. They're fucking idiots, and they don't deserve to be remembered. And it's what they want, so don't give it to them. And that's all I have to say about that.
Advantage, Sirius.
Sorry. Yeah. A little ranty there, so. Yeah. A drink. What do you think? Talk to me, Jacob. Tell me. What's your take on what I said? What do you think about that?
Advantage, Sirius. Abuse. Thank you.
Well, obviously. And that's no matter how you slice the bread.
Advantage,
Any which way.
Sirius.
It's bullshit, that's for sure. Bullshit that it happens. It's bullshit the way people treat it. So. Man. I am really starting to tighten up. Sorry, I'm gonna stretch out over there. Yikes. You know what? I am gonna go just a little further into what I was talking about because I mean, in the place that I live, there's not a lot that I I feel like I need to worry about it that I can't handle. But in certain places, I would absolutely want, and specifically the kind of firearm that
40-15.
people most hate or hate on in this world, because look, whether any predator, if I have like a family, or even if I'm just my own, whatever, any predator, and that's human or or animal, like if someone breaks into my house with a gun, I want a gun, and if because this happens too, by the way, because I'll never forget what like Joe Biden said. There's that thing out there, there's a clip of him saying, "Oh, he needs a double-barreled shotgun." Well, I would love to see the person who has just a double-barreled shotgun, and a grizzly bear breaks into their house, and they try to shoot it with a double-barreled shotgun, and that's the last you heard of that person. So, no, I want something that's gonna do more than piss a bear off. That'll penetrate and do it harm. But whatever. It's people.
15
People
all.
not knowing what they don't know, and not caring that they don't know it, and that's more ignorance in the world. And that's one of those things that I harp on over and over again, and I will harp on over and over again. Right? I cannot abide people trying to talk about shit they just don't know anything about and don't understand. That's the worst kind of like a crime to me, educate yourself.
40-15.
God, he hits the ball hard and flat. It's a tough customer. In real life, curious if this one had a head on his shoulders, he might have been something awful special. Never has a coach. He never practices much. Just doesn't really take life very seriously. Just kind of walks on the court and says, "I have a lot of talent. Deal with it." Alright, man. Well, be safe, yeah? And if I'm on, we get to where you're going or whatever, check in. So, like I said, we care here. That's not just like something that I say. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm on, let me know you got wherever you're going safe. Nobody else wants to talk, huh? Alright, take care of yourself. That's just a few people in here, Good night. I'm here for the chat. Probably, we'll see what happens. Probably wind it down after this anyway. Uh, I meant to use the time, like all the time that I had used anyway, like getting this set up, you know, like the almost 3 hours it took me to get on. I meant to use that to stream, but figured I'd finish out this tournament anyway and get that tea, guys. So. Ah, we have to cross the break. Come on, you guys there. Right there for the taking. Yeah, whatever.
40-30.
Alright, see if I can serve this out here.
15 love. Thank you.
Ooh, that was precious right there.
40 love.
I don't know who's there watching, but I'm gonna show you guys like some shoes. I might try switching things around a bit. I should have some stuff I could work on. Be able to improve some things. I thought maybe you'd let me know. Look at it, you only hit one unforced error. It's wild how good they are when you put it on the super high level. It's crazy how good they are. I thought maybe you guys might tell me, like, you know, for example, gosh, my head's gone now. Like, yeah, like the skull, you know, like the Onyx symbol or the skull, or, you know, maybe I can make a different symbol altogether, figure something out, you know. Goodness gracious. Mm. Okay, we didn't gain more of that. We got some. We can make some of this better. Although it might be wiser to invest in this stuff. Right, well, so we've only got the one more thing on there. And that's how quick that goes up. It's funny. Or it would be. Alright. Well, I think that's gonna bring it to a wrap here, guys and gals. So, as it is and always was, to all my guys and gals, boys and squirrels, lords and ladies, to each and every single one of my non-binary gender fluid snowflakes out there, this is the show, showing you love, but most definitely, signing out. It's good to be back. It truly is. I missed you guys, and looking forward to what's to come. So, good night.